Today, we are exposing the 7 most common and shocking dark psychology tricks used against you. By the end of this video, you won't just see them coming, you'll know exactly how to shut them down and take back your power. This is the secret knowledge manipulators pray you never discover. Kicking things off at number 7 is one of the most confusing and emotionally devastating tricks. Love bombing. At first, it feels like a dream come true. Love bombing is a shocking tidal wave of affection, attention, and praise at the very start of a friendship or relationship. They're texting you 24/7, telling you you're the smartest, funniest person they've ever met, and painting a picture of a perfect future as best friends. It's an insane rush designed to make you feel special and create a powerful, instant bond. Why does it feel so good? It hijacks our desperate need to be liked and to belong. The manipulator creates an addictive feeling of being adored, and you get hooked. But here's the dark twist. This fire hose of affection is a complete lie. It's a trap. Think of it like getting a free trial for the perfect friendship. The manipulator hooks you by letting you experience the amazing benefits first. It's the first stage in a cycle of control. Once the love bomber knows you're hooked, the free trial ends and you're forced to pay the price. Suddenly, the constant texts stop. The praise turns into criticism. The affection is pulled away, leaving you feeling insecure, confused, and desperate to get that amazing feeling back. You start scrambling for their approval and will do almost anything to get it. For example, a new friend in your class praises you nonstop for weeks, then suddenly goes cold and critical when you can't help them with their homework. They trained you to need their validation, so taking it away feels like a punishment, secretly controlling you. How do you defend against this insanity? Watch the speed. Be suspicious of any connection that feels too intense, too fast. Real friendships are built over time. They don't happen overnight. If someone is acting like you're their soulmate after 1 week, see it as a massive red flag, not a fairy tale. Keep your independence and your old friends. A real friend supports your life outside of them. A love bomber tries to become your entire world, only to use that against you later. But as confusing as love bombing is, the next trick is even more twisted because it makes you question your own sanity. Next up, at number 6, is one of the most incredibly destructive tactics, gaslighting. The name comes from a 1944 movie where a husband tries to drive his wife insane by dimming their gas-powered lights and then denying it's happening. And that's exactly what gaslighting is. A manipulation tactic where someone systematically makes you doubt your own memory, perception, and even your sanity. It's a slow, poisonous burn that shatters your self-trust, leaving you anxious, confused, and totally dependent on the manipulator for what's real. This tactic is terrifying because it feels like someone is secretly painting over your memories. You remember something happening one way, but they confidently tell you it happened differently, like an artist painting a new scene over your original memory. They'll say things like, "That never happened," "You're just being dramatic," or "You're remembering it wrong." After a while, you start to believe their fake version of reality is the real one. Your own mind starts to feel like an enemy. A classic example is a study partner who flatly denies something they promised. You say, "You promised you'd finish your half of the notes," and they shoot back with absolute certainty. "No, I didn't. I told you I was busy. You must be imagining things." They say it with such conviction that you actually start to question your own clear memory. Or a classmate agrees to a deadline for a group project, but when they miss it, they claim, "I never agreed to that. You must have misunderstood." They might even add, "You really need to get organized," flipping the blame onto you and making you doubt your own competence. So how do you fight back against this mind game? Documentation is your secret weapon. Trust your gut, but get proof. Save text messages. Write down what was said in a private journal with dates. When a gaslighter realizes you have evidence, their power to twist reality disappears. Another powerful defense is to get a reality check. Talk to a trusted friend or family member and ask, "This is what happened, and this is what they said. Am I going crazy?" Hearing a neutral person confirm your side of the story reinforces your grip on reality and exposes their evil game. At number 5, we have a tactic that loves to create drama and chaos: triangulation. This is when a manipulator avoids talking to you directly and instead drags a third person into the conflict to stir up jealousy, rivalry, and distrust. The manipulator acts like a puppet master, pulling the strings of two other people. They control all the information that flows between the puppets, making them dance and fight each other. It's a classic divide and conquer move that is terrifyingly good at blowing up friendships. The psychology here is all about creating insecurity. By selectively sharing or just making up information, the manipulator can turn two people against each other. This keeps everyone nervous and confused, while the manipulator gets to be the one with all the power. It's also a coward's way of avoiding responsibility. Why solve a problem with you directly when they can use someone else to attack you for them? In a group of friends, one person might tell you, "You should know, Sarah said she was worried about your grade on the last test," even if she never said that. This instantly creates tension between you and Sarah, while the manipulator looks like a caring friend. School is a minefield for this. A group project leader might tell you, "Just so you know, David was complaining about your lack of effort," and then go to David and say, "You should know, she's been questioning your ideas." Instead of working together, you and David are now suspicious of each other. And who do you both run to for information? The manipulative leader. They create the storm and then sell the only umbrella. Defending against this requires one simple, powerful rule. Always talk directly to the source. If you think you're being triangulated, resist the urge to believe secondhand drama. Go straight to the person and cut the puppet master's strings. If a friend says your other friend has a problem with you, calmly approach them and say, "Hey, I heard there might be a concern about something. I'd love to talk about it directly, so we're on the same page." This one simple act will expose the manipulator's entire game. The rule is simple. Talk to people, not about them. If you're finding this useful and you're ready to stop being a target, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We put out videos every week designed to give you the psychological tools you need to build confidence and take control of your life. Don't miss out. On to number 4, a trick that feels like being attacked by a ghost, passive-aggressive behavior. This is anger with a fake smile. It's when someone shows their negative feelings indirectly instead of just saying what's wrong. This includes backhanded compliments, forgetting to do things they promised, and the infamous silent treatment. It's the manipulator's way of punishing you while pretending they've done nothing wrong, leaving you feeling frustrated and crazy. The psychology behind this is usually a deep fear of confrontation. Instead of having an honest argument, they let their anger leak out sideways. It gives them a sick sense of control and a way to hurt you without ever having to admit they're angry. Backhanded compliments are a classic, like being served a beautiful cake with a drop of poison in it. A classmate might say, "Wow, you got an A on that essay? I'm shocked you did that well." The compliment is just a nasty wrapper for the insult inside. Forgetting is another huge one. A student in your group project who secretly hates the topic won't say anything. Instead, they'll just forget to do their part, sabotaging the whole team's grade while claiming they were just so busy. And the silent treatment is pure emotional torture. Instead of saying, "I'm mad at you," a friend just ignores your texts and calls, forcing you into a desperate guessing game to figure out what you did wrong. So, how do you deal with this? The best strategy is to gently call them out. Use I statements to show them the impact of their actions. If someone is giving you the silent treatment, you can say, "I've noticed you've been quiet, and I feel like there's an issue between us. If I did something to upset you, I'd rather we just talk about it." With a backhanded compliment, a simple, calm question like, "What do you mean by that?" is incredibly powerful. It forces them to either admit their hidden anger or back down completely. You refuse to play their cowardly game. At number 3 is a trick so sneaky it's almost invisible, using specific language to control your actions. This is like a magician's sleight of hand. While you're looking at the big, obvious request, the real trick is happening in the subtle words they sneak in. Manipulators use these word tricks to bypass your brain's defenses and get you to do what they want. One of the most shocking techniques is the pronoun shift. A manipulator will switch from I to we when they want something from you. Instead of a classmate saying, "I need help studying for the final," they'll say, "We really need to pull an all-nighter to pass this final, don't we?" That tiny word change reframes their demand as a team goal. It makes it so much harder to say no, because you're not just rejecting them, you feel like you're letting down the whole team. Another language trick is using nouns instead of verbs to label you. For instance, instead of saying, "You are helping me," a manipulative friend might say, "You are such a helper." The first is an action. The second is an identity. Once you subconsciously accept a label like the helpful one or the smart one, you are much more likely to act in ways that fit that label, which makes you incredibly easy to control. Spotting this is hard because it's hidden in normal conversation. The best defense is to train yourself to listen closely to how people ask for things. When you hear that "we," ask yourself, is this really a team problem, or is this their problem disguised as one? You can even gently reframe it. If a friend says, "We need to get this done," you can respond with, "I understand you feel we need to get this done. Let's talk about what I can realistically do." This simple shift puts you back in control. But as subtle as that is, you will be absolutely shocked by trick number 2. It uses your own conscience as a weapon against you. You won't believe number 2. It's the horribly familiar guilt trip. This is a powerful form of emotional blackmail where someone makes you feel selfish or like a bad person for simply saying no. The manipulator plays the victim, twisting the situation so you feel responsible for their happiness. It's like they hand you a heavy backpack full of their own sadness and then blame you for not wanting to carry it. The psychology here is evil because it targets our natural empathy. We are wired to care about others and keep the peace. Manipulators know this and weaponize your conscience against you. They know that making you feel guilty is a brutally effective way to get you to do what they want, just to make that horrible feeling stop. Studies even prove that while guilt tripping works, it always makes the person who gave in feel resentful and destroys the relationship over time. Guilt trips are everywhere. A family member might say, "After everything I've done for you, you can't even call me back?" This is engineered to make you feel ungrateful and obligated. A friend might sigh and say, "I guess I'll just do this entire project by myself and fail then," making their potential failure your fault. It puts you in a terrible position. Either you give in to their demands or you feel like a terrible person. Defending against this requires building an unbreakable mental wall between what you are responsible for and what you are not. You are responsible for your actions, but you are never responsible for someone else's feelings about your boundaries. The best response is to hand that backpack of feelings right back to them. You can say, "I'm sorry you feel that way, but my answer is still no." Or to the friend, you could say, "It sounds like you're stressed about the project. I've already completed my part, as we agreed." This shows empathy, but you don't cave. And now, for the most painful and common trick of them all. And here it is. At number 1, the most infuriating and damaging trick used against you: backstabbing. This is the ultimate betrayal. It's when someone who pretends to be your friend secretly works to destroy you. Think of them as a friendly spy. They get close to you, earn your trust, and gather your secrets, only to use them for their own gain. They will smile to your face while spreading vicious rumors behind your back, or steal your ideas and claim them as their own. The psychology of a backstabber is a toxic cocktail of insecurity, jealousy, and cowardice. They see your success as a threat, and instead of trying to improve themselves, they choose to attack you from the shadows. The pain of being backstabbed is so sharp because it's not just an attack, it's a betrayal by someone you trusted and thought was on your team. School is a breeding ground for this. A classic example is a classmate you study with for weeks. You share all your best notes and ideas, you feel like a team, and then in a class discussion, they present your most unique insight as their own, taking all the credit. Or think of a friend who listens to you talk about your deepest insecurities, only to use that private information as juicy gossip to make themselves seem interesting to other people. They literally use your pain to boost their own social status. How do you defend yourself from this treachery? First, be extremely careful about who you trust, especially in competitive situations. Don't give away your best ideas or deepest secrets until someone has earned your trust over a long period. Second, if you get backstabbed, your first instinct is to get revenge, but that just drags you down to their level. A more powerful move is to calmly and strategically expose them. If a classmate steals your idea, you can say in front of others, "That's a great point. I'm so glad my idea resonated with you when I brought it up during our study session last week." This reclaims your credit without starting an all-out war. And finally, when someone shows you they are a backstabber, believe them. Cut them out of your life and never give them a second chance to hurt you again. So there you have it. Love bombing, gaslighting, triangulation, passive aggression, language manipulation, guilt tripping, and backstabbing. These are the dark and destructive tools manipulators use to make you feel confused, small, and powerless. But knowledge is your ultimate superpower. Just by understanding how these disgusting tricks work, you've already started to build your defense. It's like getting a pair of X-ray glasses that let you see the sick game being played under the surface. You can't be tricked by a game when you already know all the rules. This isn't about being paranoid or angry at the world. It's about being smart enough to see the difference between a real friend and a monster in disguise. Ultimately, this is about empowerment. Recognizing these patterns gives you the power to set boundaries, to speak your truth, and to walk away from anyone and anything that tries to tear you down. You have a right to your own reality, your own choices, and your own peace. Never let anyone secretly take that away from you. What about you? Have you ever had one of these tricks used on you? Share your shocking story in the comments. You'd be amazed how many of us have been through the same thing. Thanks for watching.